Hello everyone, here to do a quick video on our new topic of fractions. So the first topic we're looking at is more of an introduction to fractions. Hopefully some of the things that I'll talk about in this video are familiar to you. So it's a bit of a recap if you like. Okay, so the three key words that we're going to start with, we've got numerator, denominator and vinculum. So numerator and denominator you will hear mentioned a lot. Vinculum, not so much, but it's handy to know what it is. So a fraction is made up of a numerator and a denominator. So the numerator is the top number of the fraction and the denominator is the bottom. It's handy to think of numerator up and denominator down, if that helps you remember. So what those words actually mean, we'll start with denominator. It tells you how many parts that it is divided up into, okay? And the numerator tells you how many of these divided parts are selected. Okay, so here I've got a fraction of 3/5. 3 out of 5 parts is what that fraction is representing. Okay, and then the horizontal line separating the two parts is called the vinculum. Alright, so we've got a couple of different types of fractions. So the two main types are proper fractions and improper fractions. And improper fractions can also be represented as mixed numbers. So those two are sort of connected there. Alright, a proper fraction, or a common fraction is another way to say it, is less than one whole, and therefore the numerator must be smaller than the denominator. So smaller on the top than it is on the bottom. And 2/7 is an example here. An improper fraction is sort of like the opposite. So it's heavier on top than it is on the bottom. And that's representing that it's greater than one whole. So it's more than one, at least, more than one. Okay, so we can also represent, and 5/3 is an example there, 5/3. Okay, we can also represent fractions on a number line, and we'll talk more about equivalency and number lines a little bit later. So as an example here, we've got a number line that is 0 at this end, all the way up to 2.5. And there's fractions along the bottom here you can see, 1/2, 1 whole, 1.5, 2, 2.5. And then above there in red are fractions that lie on the number line at different points as well. And you'll notice here we've got two fractions that share the same point and they're equivalent fractions to each other, but I'll talk more about those another time. Okay, lastly, whole numbers, we can represent those as fractions as well. So on the number line above, we can see that 1 is the same as 4/4. Didn't circle that one before. And 2 is the same as 8/4. Okay, so they're equivalent to each other, but it's important to know that a whole number can also be written as a fraction as well. So just a little helpful tip here. Whenever a numerator and denominator are the same as each other, the fraction actually represents one whole. So if I have 50 as a numerator and 50 as a denominator, 50/50, that's one whole, all of something. Okay.